the biggest telescope when LIBA flies from the 7 trillion miles of deep space from the hand of all familiar people. The strange flicker of a distant planet is stable, structurally, and cannot be ignored. Space telescope James Webb captured scientists in crisis. Such discovery shakes the foundation of what we know. When the world breathes, it can be the first indication that we are not alone. The moment we wait. Signal from unknown edges. For decades, people have spent the telescope into space and hoped to capture a clearer idea of being outside the Earth. The Kepler Space Telescope began before the space telescope James Webb was centered. Hubble began in the early 90s and returned a wonderful image of galaxies, planets, and cosmic miracles. This showed how the world actually looked like a blurry mystery. But as incredible as Hubble, he had his limits. This has been seen so far, and some types of light have not reached their hands. This meant that most of the universe is still hidden. Then the Space Telescope James Webb is designed to capture the details that have never been seen before, or JWST is deeper into the space. Running in 2021, he turned out to be the most powerful space telescope when LIBA was built. Unlike Hubble, which worked mainly with visible light, JWST was made to study infrared. The game rules have changed because many objects in deep space do not shine brightly in visible light. Instead, they shine to infrared positions which can reveal the irresponsible heat and details that cannot be captured early. JWST was created to pick up these details and opened a door to discovery that was not imagined. Now we go back to this shining light. For more than thousands of years of unusual things from secluded planets, this is a place where we are released in 7 trillion miles from where we stand. In general, the planet shines because it reflects the light of the stars. But it is not just reflection. Light is stable, structured, and unlike everything expected. Scientists immediately paid attention. Similar templates do not occur on their own, but raises a big question about the cause. Can this mean that there is something or someone there is there? When the Earth is considered in space at night, the city appears as a bright shining place on the surface. Artificial lighting creates different drawings than natural objects reflect light. The light found on this distant planet appears to have a similar structure, which is very breathtaking about this discovery. If this is actually artificial light, the result is great. This means that there is an advanced civilization that shines into the darkness of the space with its own light, as people do. Before we enter the conclusion, scientists carefully consider all possibilities. There is a natural phenomenon that can produce light, and this explanation should be studied at first. One of the potential reasons can be an unusual chemical reaction of the Earth's atmosphere, creating light that mimics artificial lighting. Another theory includes volcanic activity. If there is an active volcano on Earth, you can release a molten variety with infrared rays. But these opportunities have serious disadvantages. Volcanic activity and chemical reactions tend to make uneven light, not stable and structured light discovered. If this light doesn't come out naturally, the most interesting opportunity still remains. Can be artificial. This means that something or someone actively creates lighting in a controlled way, creating exactly what people do on Earth. If there is a reasonable life, this discovery may be the first real evidence of its existence. This implementation will change everything. For centuries, people have been wondering if people are lonely in space. This may be the first sign that there is no answer. The search for alien life lasted for several years, but there was no strong hint about something. In the past, scientists focused on listening to a distant planet's wireless signal and hoped to obtain signs of intellectual communication. Some strange signals have been found over the years, but no one has been confirmed by alien civilizations. The detection of shining light patterns is different because it is visual evidence. Unlike wireless signals that are difficult to interpret, light can be studied and analyzed to clarify the origin. The next step is to accurately clarify the cause of this beam. Since the telescope has found something unusual, scientists will focus on more efforts to collect more data. JWST will continue to see this distant planet, capture more images, and study light in more detail. Other telescopes will probably participate in search, including ground observation stations and future space missions. The more data you have, the more likely you to collect, the more likely you will actually decide whether it is artificial lighting or different. If it turns out that light comes from advanced civilizations, the result is huge. This means that people are not alone in the universe. There is another reasonable figure on the planet. This perception will change everything about how people look at their positions in space. Governments, scientists, and space agencies around the world must rethink the approach to space research. There is a question about whether the contacts should try and the risks and benefits. Even if this light is a natural explanation, discovery is still innovative. This refers to a study of something completely new about the planet's operation and reveals a phenomenon that has never been seen before. This alone is one of the most interesting discoveries in modern astronomy. This proves that the universe is still full of mystery waiting for public and not finding life outside the Earth. Space telescope James Webb has already changed how people see the universe and have just started. Due to the ability to look deeper into the space than before, he can unlock the hidden secrets for billions of years. Is this shining light a sign of an alien life or something other? And it is clear that mankind is on the verge of amazing work. The universe is full of huge and miracles, and this discovery is just the beginning of what remains.